will introduce everything to y'all. All right. Wise. Hello, Wise. Welcome in. But welcome everyone. We are back finally with another Miso Motivational Monday, first one of the year. So before I get our guest, if you don't know what everything is, I will say it in just a second. I've slept 18 hours in the last 2 days and I feel superhuman. Let's go. We love that. Welcome in, friend. Here's our form. So, if you are not familiar with what we do here, on certain Mondays, we invited guests to come over where we have some live chats, some good vibes, and you are more than welcome to ask any questions, like in relation to like a mental health topic, or if you need advice on anything. But yeah, we're gonna start off the year with just talking about some goals and motivations. We have a lovely guest for today who I think is perfect in talking about this type of stuff. So look forward to the conversation. I will give them a call in just a bit. And yeah, otherwise, if you are hanging out, if you are lurking, I appreciate you, especially if you are working right now or in school. Enjoy the cozy vibes and feel free throughout the conversation. You are more than welcome to partake. So let me just get our guest and then we'll get started. So Jay has the form pinned. If you're not familiar with it, it's pretty straightforward. Feel free to answer each of them or one section of it. It's all anonymous, so you can answer or ask, sorry, as much or as little as you would like. So let me also put this here. I gotta. All right, I will be right back. Working but slacking. Imagine. Okay. Lanes just gave you a shout out. Let's do this shout out for Lanes as well. He is actually streaming right now. He is a co-working streamer, and I don't want to spoil too much about what he does, but hi C-Mods, working but tired. You got it, buddy. Thank you for lurking. But yeah, please give Lanes a follow. He is live. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Okay,
can.
perfect.
I think I just need to
Sorry,
make you.
sorry. Oh gosh.
um,
I'll tell it on stream what happened. It's gonna be interesting.
oh yeah.
Oh jeez.
I don't think I see you.
Wait, let me just choose. Should work, maybe. Um, should.
So if you have your webcam on, it doesn't work at the same time as Discord.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I got it. I got it. Wait. This one. This one. Hold on. This one. Okay. Is it working?
Yes, it is. Hello.
Hello.
Let me bring you
Here we
back
go.
to everyone.
Window capture. All right. Hopefully everything is good now.
Hey, friends,
I
can
think.
you hear him okay? I accidentally shouted out the wrong lanes. There was no underscore at the
Oh gosh. Yeah. That happens a lot actually. Actually, one of
Oh,
my
thank you, Twin.
moderators is known for doing that. But hello, everybody. How's it going? How's it
Hello.
going?
I
So glad
see
to
you
be here.
have Mr. Poco.
Of course. Okay, you gotta meet Mr. Poco. Oh, camera's this way. I keep forgetting which camera I'm using.
You're
Hi,
good.
this is Mr. Poco. When I'm nervous, he's with me. So I
Ah,
brought him. I brought him with me.
let's go. The Jers are like in the back. I'm not sitting on them. I got a new chair.
Okay,
They
okay. I
chilling in the
only
back.
brought Poco because I thought you would be sitting on Ger. So I was
No,
like,
actually, I
this
have a
could be
pillow
a
now. It's the Tata.
oh. It's
the
a new target. It's a new target. Oh my gosh,
it's
Ger is in my
it's
face.
my back pillow.
Oh, jeez. Perfectly ergonomic, a shape of heart.
Wait, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
You were up late streaming last night.
Yeah, so I was streaming last night. And then I set an alarm for this morning, and I made the wrong mistake of snoozing it or stopping the alarm so it doesn't go back up. And I
hmm
fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Honestly, that was me this
Yeah.
morning too. I was like, "Oh, I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
wake up at 6. I'm gonna be productive." But I rolled out of bed past 8. So
Okay. Okay. That makes me a little feel a little bit better, but jeez, I'm
I mean,
sorry.
it's way earlier for you. It's 8:30 right now.
Yeah, it's 8:30 right now.
Oh
Yep, yep.
man. So
So that's okay.
give
Yeah.
Lane some love. Have a great stream. Much love, everyone. Keep bugging Miso Soup for me. Gotta run. Alright, bye, Coop. Thank you for the lurk.
Bye, Coop. See you later.
Um, well,
Mm.
welcome everyone, and good morning, or if you're in a different part of the world, good afternoon or good evening. We have our lovely guest for today. For those of you who are watching on my stream, because Lane's is also streaming. Hi Jess, I'm at work, but want to stop by and say hi. Thank you, Sebby. Enjoy work. Um, Here's a little guest. I'll just read it out. So it says today's guest is the one and only Lanes. He is mainly a co-working streamer on Switch, but he also plays games like Valorant and Hollow Knight occasionally. He's big on personal development, which can take form as reading or learning new hobbies. His most recent hobby being editing, and he's also pursuing a master's degree in physiotherapy. Sheesh. Go follow him. And if you're not, what are you doing?
Good.
um, oh, cool. Thank you so much for the
Hey,
gifted.
let's go, Coop.
Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Um, and Jay's here says that you are stunningly amazing and talented. So,
Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. Always gassing me up.
So for those who are new to Miso Motivational or to those in Lane's community who are watching for the first time, I never really thought of this as a podcast, but the more I think about it, like, yeah, this is a podcast.
Yeah.
um, but what we do here is that I like to say every other Monday, but on a Monday, because I haven't done it for the past 2 Mondays, but we like to do motivational talks. We just want to start your week off on a brighter note. So we like to have life chats with our guests. Our topics can range from a variety of things. Most of the topics that we've touched upon relate to either mental health in the scope of like family, education, career. Even we've talked about like relationships, whether it be friendships or like partnerships with romantically and things like that. So, but I figured for today, since Lanes is a co-working streamer and the year has just started, this is our first Miso Motivational of the year. It'd be really awesome to just like talk about goal setting and finding motivation to the year because I know a lot of people talk about New Year's resolutions and things like that. So, what better way to start that off, especially since 2 weeks has flown by? We can kind of talk about that as well. So, enjoy the cozy vibes, especially for folks who are working or just waking up. Hopefully, we can brighten your morning. And hello, Jojo. Good morning. The matching
Hello,
turtlenecks is
Jojo.
giving me life. I guess we
Oh,
are.
it's like,
It's
oh
cold.
gosh,
How cold
it
is
is
it
very
in
cold.
Canada?
Um, Wait, I should check the weather app. Hold on.
Because I
It's been
think
really cold. It's been negative. I don't know if Celsius, but it's currently -7 degrees Celsius. Uh,
-7.
I have no idea. That is like 19. 19 in
Okay.
Fahrenheit, so it's cold.
So for us, it's -5, so that's -20 degrees Celsius.
What? Okay, I shouldn't be complaining. No.
It's still very much cold.
Yeah. Oh,
um
yeah, like, no, you're wrong, Jay, it's actually colder here.
I
Jeez.
know I'm freezing. Like I'm so glad I don't have work today because I don't want to go outside.
No, it sucks going outside when it's so cold, so
Yeah, so it's okay. We're in our
yep,
cozy spot
cozy
right now.
turtlenecks. Yep. I didn't even know. Oh, yeah, you are wearing a turtleneck. It
I
doesn't
know.
look
It's
like it.
like it's not like
Um,
a very like I don't know, big turtleneck because I think I have
yeah,
turtlenecks that go a little bit higher. So
yeah.
but yeah, I do
It's
love
like a mock
turtlenecks.
neck. Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Yeah,
love it
yeah.
too. It's such a good, like, fashion style, honestly. That's
Oh,
what it is.
oh yeah, Mr. Model Boy. I know you can talk
Oh
more about
gosh.
that
Oh
too.
gosh.
Yeah, you didn't put in your intro that. I was
I just forgot. I
this
forgot.
man is a model. If you follow me on Instagram, check out my story because you can follow him there with his fashion
Oh,
Insta.
jeez. Oh god.
um, but for friends in my community, Jay has pinned a form that's linked to a
Mm.
Google form where you can ask Lance a question if you want to learn more about him. I have some questions for him as well. Um, and I think I saw that you posted it as well for you.
Yes,
Um,
it's also pinned in my chat, so if you guys wanna answer it, I think someone already answered.
okay,
So, there should
beautiful.
be some
Hi,
responses.
Lala. Good morning.
Hello, Lala.
All right. Well, let's just get started.
Do
And
it.
I'll check out what people have written as well. But just tell us a little more about yourself. I know you said a few things, but what are
Mhm.
some other things that you haven't mentioned already?
Um, I'm just I'm all over the place. Sometimes I think that I don't focus on one thing a lot. Um,
Same.
so I think a lot of people can relate to that. So I also like playing sports and like basketball. I don't play it as often just because I live in a country where there's not a lot of gyms that are open for basketball.
Oh,
So I love it. I'm Filipino, so basketball is in my blood. So yeah,
there you
Filipinos
go.
represent. Let's go.
I know. I
And
feel like
also,
Canada is like hockey, right?
yeah, it's like a hockey country, if
Yeah.
anything. And so, or like soccer. People play soccer in the cold. Okay, I'm not gonna go at soccer people today. That's not this is all about. Also big on fitness as well. So I always try to advocate for fitness because it really helps with students, and also just people in general and with their mental health. And so I try to advocate for that and also show a good example of that. Um, Man, I hate intros.
No, no, no.
It's
That's
so
great.
hard.
You're
It's
you're
so
you're doing
hard. It's
great.
like you're peeling yourself and you're trying to hype yourself up, but you're running out of things to say.
No, that's
But we'll
totally
leave it.
fine.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. You'll get to know me throughout the stream.
Uh,
So.
Jay said technically for Canada, it's hockey, then basketball, then baseball, then soccer. Makes sense. And he also says you're doing great. My question, not like an actual question, but like I've
Mhm.
been struggling. I went to the gym twice this year, but I was
Mhm.
like, man, how do I go to the gym when it's so cold outside?
Yeah. And so that's a big thing, like finding motivation. But I think like the gym itself, it never gets easier. It's always gonna be the toughest thing to do. At times it's gonna be, yes, I'm looking forward to it, but most of the time it's gonna be hard, and that's okay. You gotta fight those feelings. Because even for myself, some days I'm like, oh man, do I really have to go today?
Mm-hmm.
But if you consistently go, it gets easier in a sense that it becomes habitual. And
Mm.
so you no longer need that much more motivation than in the beginning. So it's all about consistency in the gym. If you can do it, great. But trust me, it doesn't get easier.
I bet I think everyone needs lanes to motivate them.
Yeah,
He'll be
please, please
your
trust.
yes person.
Yeah, okay, yes, yes, Jim, yes, Jim.
Yes, yes.
So yeah.
um, so I know we mentioned that you're a co-working streamer. How long have you been
Mhm.
doing that for, and why specifically co-working? I know like Twitch has a lot of people who play games, but there's actually a really like big community of co-working streamers that I found too. So what made you go into co-working and like just streaming that?
Yeah, funny story. I've never thought of co-working as like a streaming genre to begin with. I was actually a gamer.
Oh,
I
really?
started, yeah, yeah. I started off with games. I started with Twitch, and I played games like Call of Duty, Balloons.
Wow.
I know. I was like a
You an
pure gamer.
FPS gamer.
FPS running on my very outdated laptop. I was lagging and the visuals were not good. So I've come a long way, definitely. I actually ended up quitting after a few months after reaching affiliate, just because of
Oh,
the ads thing. I'm not a fan of it. Are you, Jess, with the ads? Sometimes it gets in the way for people to come in, right? So,
right, right.
so the ads was a big thing of me quitting. And eventually, a year later, when my friends started streaming, I kind of got rekindled for my interests in streaming, but I wanted to kind of change it up. And I was at a time where I'm studying for my last semester of university. So I was like, I'm gonna study stream because I really need to focus up here. I can't be playing games. So I did. And like Jess said, you find this kind of hidden gem on Twitch. It's not really a genre that's official, but co-working has been such a wholesome community. And I never look back for making that decision because the people here are amazing. They're so welcoming, they're so nice, and I don't ever feel hate in this community, but I did when I was in the gaming community. It's actually pretty crazy. It's a night and day difference. So yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, and I get a sense of that too because I don't really do co-working streams. I try to, but I don't have the brain capacity to focus.
Yeah, to just focus that long. I
Yeah,
know, I
because
feel you.
like
It's
once I
not easy.
see like someone saying hi, I just want to talk to them right away.
Yep,
But
and I do
yeah,
that.
but like all the other coworkers, co-working streamers that I follow, like everyone's just so friendly and cozy, and I think it says something that people are still willing to come in because I think with I don't know when did you start streaming? Before COVID or during COVID?
I think during COVID. Yeah, during COVID.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that says a lot because I think during that time in COVID, like people just wanted like company. Like I do like when I work, like sometimes I would watch like people playing games as kind of like background noise. But to have someone
Mhm.
like especially if you like work from home and you're like by yourself, it's there's something about like oddly comforting about having another person who's also
Yeah,
working or studying like on
it
another
is.
screen. So
Yeah, that's a big thing about it, is just having someone there as well to hold you accountable. But it kind of feels lonely sometimes when you're just on your computer all day and not having. But yeah, lurking has been. I don't know if is that a thing for the gaming community or like just chatting community, like lurking? Is that I never. I thought that was new.
yeah, I mean, I think it depends. I mean, I know there's like people in here who watch who have other things that they're doing. So,
Mhm.
yeah, like I think there's people who just said like they're lurking because they're, at work and stuff. So, um, I think like, yeah, people just hear the conversation or the game or whatever is like in the background. I know sometimes I actually like do it during like my drive. I know some of them will,
Gosh.
will yell at me because sometimes I won't say what
Yeah.
I do, but I hear like people like talking and stuff, like as I'm driving on the way to work, and it's like oddly comforting. No, Jay, don't yell at me.
Oh, jeez.
Don't text and drive. I just listen.
Don't twitch and drive, guys. That's
Yeah.
public service announcement. Don't twitch and drive. Because if someone makes a good gameplay, you start looking the other direction. Oh gosh.
I don't know. I don't know why I do that. Sometimes it's like people are like, "Oh, what music do you listen to on your drive?" And I was like, I don't. I listen to Twitch streams." Uh,
Yep.
besides the point.
Yep.
um Alrighty, we have. Oh, actually, I had a little
Yo.
icebreaker question, and it kind of
Mhm.
goes hand in hand with a question that someone asked you.
Mhm.
But my little icebreaker question, actually, and then before that, thanks for sharing a little bit more about yourself and like what you do for your streams. Our
No
icebreaker
problem.
question is, What was your dream job as a kid?
Oh gosh.
And I guess the person also asked, what was your childhood dream?
Okay. That's a very interesting question. My earliest recollection when I was like in grade one, I think, or even preschool, I you know those little questionnaires they give you at school when you were a kid, like what do you want
Mm-hmm.
to do? What's your favorite color? I'm pretty sure, I wrote down astronaut. I had no idea. I just knew I just I just imagine a spacesuit. I'm like, that's pretty darn cool, without really putting too much thought into it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my preschool answer. If you go into grade school, I actually wanted to become an engineer,
Wow.
because my dad was an engineer, and I just love building things. Like Legos were my thing, and it was like something that I just so passionate about, and using hands-on work. I don't know. I don't know why did not fall through. I think I realized I wasn't that good at math, which is a big thing for engineers. So yeah, and I think I'll bounce back to you. Just like what did you want to become initially?
Um, Great question. It's funny, sometimes I come up with these questions and then I never think that people would ask me, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like Uno reverse
Okay.
card.
Uno reverse card. Place it that.
So I
You could
never
also
like.
Uno reverse card again. I mean, that's in the game.
That's true. Everyone else can also answer true. Don't feel like this is just a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
conversation
Please.
between me and Lance. Everyone else can also hop in as well. Um, well, both of my parents are nurses in typical Filipino
Yep.
fashion.
That's
Thank you
so
for
funny.
the hydrate buggy. But I knew I wanted to like help people. I think that was like my older self. And I think I can't really think about what I wanted to be when I was a kid. Although the Although at one point I told myself, I was like, voice acting seems really cool. um and I don't do anything like theater related. I did it like in elementary school and I think a bit of high school I did theater, but I haven't done anything else regarding acting at all. I've done
Yeah.
like artsy things in high school, but I've it's usually like singing or playing an instrument, but theater was like the lower tier of things. And there was no rhyme or reason. I was like, oh, that's cool that you could be the voice of a Disney princess, and no one would
Yeah.
know who you are. So,
No, I don't blame you. I think we all have those moments like, oh, that's really cool. I think I can do that too, kind of thing. But until you really research about it, you're like, oh, okay. Because I researched about voice acting at one point too. I was like, oh, voice acting, that would be pretty nice. But
right?
then you realize it's kind of like acting too. So you kind
It
of like have
is.
to be in the character in order for that to happen. So
Right. And I don't know if I have like there's definitely like some sort of like mental barrier you have to go in like to get past into voice acting because it's like you're like in a room with like either no people or a few people and they're just like go like portray this person and I'm like I don't
yeah,
know
and
if
you
I
have to
can just have
connect
a
with other characters too. So
yeah
you're right. It's a mental barrier in that
yeah
regard.
and sometimes you have to have like I don't know some voice actors are really talented in creating like a certain type of voice for the person
Oh
um
yeah.
yeah and I don't know if I'm that creative I just use my normal voice.
Yeah. No, you definitely have a voice acting like voice, like the way it sounds. But you're right. No, but that's like for masters where who can actually change up their voice. It's not that easy. You have to first master your own voice, right, before you move on.
Right. And I think like you can take classes or something like that, but I like, ugh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a big investment because you'd be taking acting classes on top of voice acting classes, right?
Right, right.
So, yep.
Someone asked if you could be the voice actor for any iconic character, who would it be? Ooh.
Oh, jeez. Oh my goodness.
Also, thank
That's
you,
tough.
Jojo.
Um, I love anime. Some I would like to voice act for like an anime character.
Oh yeah.
Someone who preferably who's older and wiser. I think I would get into the actual character. As an example, jeez, this is so hard.
You
I
know
don't
who
think
comes
about
to
that.
mind for you?
Who,
I don't
who,
know
who?
why. I mean, kind of anime, but I guess it's debatable. But you give me like Prince Zuko vibes, like your voice.
Oh yeah,
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 like
that's a big compliment.
yeah, like I
His
feel
avatar
like
is amazing. Yeah.
it's yeah, your voice is kind of like a little bit deeper, and I don't know. Yeah,
Hmm.
see that they agree too. Yeah,
Yes.
you give
Whoa,
Prince
that's
Zuko
great.
vibes.
Okay, I'll take that as my answer. I don't mind that. I wouldn't mind that.
It's yeah, I guess it's not like Japanese anime, but it's a cool character. So
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. How about you? Do you have one in mind?
uh Hello, I'm Appa. Um Yip yip.
Yep, yep. Jeez, that's funny.
I don't know. People have told me I have like this like mature-ish voice, but like I feel like in anime, at least for females, it's either like super super cutesy or like
Yeah.
super super, for lack of better words, mommy, like a mommy voice. And I feel like
Okay.
I'm like in the middle.
Yeah,
like,
that's
like
right.
so I would feel like I would just be like either like I prefer to be like a side character role, like someone who is like kind of funny, chill. Uh, I don't know. I can't think of who would be a good one among
It's
anime I've
hard,
watched.
right? Because there's so
Yeah,
many characters that come to mind, but it doesn't really necessarily fit because your voice is like unique in a sense, right?
right, right. And I think
So,
that's like the unique thing about voice acting. It's like how would you portray that person for like other people to see? Which I never think it's that's a skill that is kind of hard.
oh yeah, it is definitely a skill.
You have such a podcast voice. Thank you, Jojo. And really quick for folks who are coming in, feel free. We have a form attached, but you can also, here's the link again. For those of you who would like to ask a question to our lovely guest here. Um, Alrighty. Ooh. Let's see.
Oh jeez,
Ooh, someone had one
I'm
question,
nervous
but I
now.
think I
A
think
little giggle.
I think we'll save that question for a little bit because it's a little bit of a deeper question. So,
Oh,
well, if there's anything else that folks would like to learn more about lanes, feel free to ask at any point. We'll talk a little bit more. Again, these conversations are a little bit more free flowing. Clearly, we weren't expecting to talk about voice acting for a solid 10
nope.
minutes. But if it happens, right?
It does happen.
Um, But I want to also use this time to just kind of talk about how the year has been so far. We're already 2 weeks into January,
Yeah.
surprisingly enough. How's the start of your year been?
Surprisingly pretty good. I again, it's all about goals. I want to yeah, I want to go back to our one of our main topics, goal making. So I did make a goal for this year to be more financially literate,
Mm,
and so the reason my year has been starting good for that goal is that I started back in December already because that's when I decided to make a goal. And I think it's important to just start now and not wait for the new year because it gives you kind of false hope of what a year looks like because it's not gonna go through the way you imagine in your head. Oh, I'm gonna get to work right away in the beginning of the year. Um, and that's not how it works. You kind of have to ease into it, and that's what I did in December. I was easing into it. I was listening to financial podcasts. I was reading a book, and so I was already taking like baby steps towards my goal, and that's how you can sustain it for a long run. So overall, I think my beginning of the year is going great just because I got started when I decided I should start a goal.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah. Oh,
I Oh, sorry. Um, I was
Yeah,
just gonna
go for it.
say, I think that's a great goal because I feel like that is something that people our age, especially like in our 20s, we don't learn enough about. And I wish, and they actually encourage folks to actually even learn it even like in high school and stuff. And I'd never had an
Yeah,
opportunity
definitely.
to learn that because imagine like if we started investing at like the age of 18. Um, Even if it was, like, a high school job or just, like, allowance you got from, like, family, like, the fact that that can just, like, slowly grow over time, I was like, "Man, I would have had maybe more saved or invested," and yeah. No, that's really awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you want to learn as young as possible because a lot of the times you you just learn too late. Well, there's nothing too late as long as you get started. It's good. But going back to Jojo who was asking for tips, and I think it's just all about budgeting, and you can learn this at a young age, like Jess said. Budgeting is the simplest form of financial literacy. And what I did is it's pretty simple. Everyone has like, access to Excel sheets. um, every time I spent something, I wrote it down on that sheet, and then I categorized it into different categories. Like, is it for my education? Is it essential? Is it for pleasure? Is it for my diet? And so, by categorizing it at the end of the month, you can actually allocate the funds into those different categories and see where you're spending the most money. And eventually, after a few months, you will have data based on those categories and see your spending habits. And then I think that's important. Are you overspending on your pleasure side? Are you is your essentials constant? Because that should be fixed. Your essentials, it should be pretty the same. Um, and so it just practices, discipline, first of all, writing it down, but it also practices, hey, can I stay consistent? Can I be honest with myself? Is this actually essential? And can I control some of the things I'm spending? And so budgeting is a pretty powerful thing. I started last year when I realized I had to save up for school. And so, like I said, you can do it at any age. So that's my biggest advice for people, I would say.
And the hardest part is avoiding retail therapy. I feel that the stress buying is real. I definitely just did that over the weekend.
No, I mean, that's a good way of de-stressing if you have the means. I mean, I've done my fair share of retail therapy. I admit that. So,
I had a question and it went out of my brain. Oh, if you don't
yes.
mind sharing, how old are you, Lanes?
Oh, I am. What is my age? I'm 23. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second.
He is a young baby boy, and
Yes.
like I can confirm from the streams, he is like he loves his spreadsheets and is
For
just
sure.
very like on top of everything. And
Yep.
you're just very like just so like mature for your age. And I think that's so awesome to see someone your age like taking initiative in like your own life. Cause I think when God, what was I doing when I was 23? I think I think I was either in grad school. Wait, when did I finish? No, I lied. I think I was starting maybe my first job in teaching or in grad school and stuff.
Mhm.
And I was just kind of getting by, you know, trying to finish school, but didn't even think twice about like investing or like anything like being financially literate. Um, I was not talking about budgeting at 23. Exactly. He's talking like a
Okay,
50
wait,
year
wait.
old.
Let me defend myself. Let me defend. Okay, I give out old man vibes. True, but it comes for a reason. Okay, and let me put it. Let me frame it this way. A lot of people at this age are in school, right? I just got out of school and I have a year gap. So I did a lot of thinking, right? But when you're in school, when I was in school as well, I was only thinking about, okay, how am I going to pay off my loans? And also, how am I going to study for the next exam? So there doesn't leave too much room for budgeting. There's
Right,
not a lot
right.
of room to just figure things out. You had two focuses to graduate and to also finish up with the least amount of loans, right? So it depends where you are in life. I just have a lot of time to think about things like this. So
But it's good because I think the one thing for me personally is that I always worry about, I guess not worry, but I always think about how am I using my time effectively. Me
mm,
as at like last night, I'm like trying to rank up in Mobile Legends like for 2 hours, you know? I mean, it's fun, but is it like an effective use of my time? No. But here you are just like, setting I'm getting too antsy. I'm like shaking the camera. But like, I think it's really cool that like, when you have a lot of time that you're using it to better yourself. Um
mhm.
which is awesome. And again, like no judgment to like how people utilize their time because as long as what you're doing like makes you happy, whether it be playing games or working or doing X, Y, Z. But I just think it's very commendable for someone your age to like take the time to think about that, which is cool.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I've had moments where I'm like grinding out games too. Like at some point, I was playing COD, trying to get diamond skins. Like that just puts you in perspective. So I was playing such a toxic game over and over again to get a diamond skin. So that's all I'm gonna say. We have our moments. We have our fair share of moments.
That's why I
So
low key had to quit Valor because I was and Valo, and then if you know the game Teamfight Tactics, like I felt like I was aging in a bad way, like because I was like, what am I grinding for? I was like to get to gold, but like, am I gonna be
yeah.
happy once I get to gold? So I had to like
No,
leave.
you want plat. You want plat next.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a cycle.
yeah. It's like, what will happen if I went up to plat? I was like, I'm gonna like, oh mom, look, I'm plat. So I don't know, but yeah.
Oh, gee. Yep. It's the
Um,
games are definitely sometimes it distracts you from what's really important in life. It's good entertainment. Don't get me wrong. I still play these days, and I find it a lot of fun.
what's
But
your
also,
favorite game to play?
honestly, it depends. Um, if I'm with people, Valorant is very fun. I will not play Valorant alone. Sometimes I do it. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's torture. But games in general is really fun with people. That's why I do it. So Valorant has to be up there. So yeah.
Yeah, I never really consider myself as a FPS gamer, but
Mhm.
it's a type of game where I can play with friends. So like Fortnite, I've been low-key addicted to the finals. Um,
Oh yeah, that's
Overwatch a
the
few
new
months
game.
ago.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's like those types of games where like, oh well I can have a good time with friends. It's not maybe like
exactly.
the most beautiful game like Hollow Knight,
Yeah,
but you get to play with people.
yeah, exactly. I think that's a big part of gaming is just making memories that way when you're so far apart from your friends, right? It's just a nice way to just hang out and chill and yeah, have those silly moments that you laugh about in the future. So
Oh yeah, all the time.
yeah.
Uh, JoJo's starting ranked for League. It's over for me. We salute you, JoJo. Good luck.
Yep, good luck.
Good luck,
Good luck.
soldier. I think a lot of like seasons like reset, I believe.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, it did reset, so
yeah, I think
it
Valo did,
enforces the
League did.
grinding mindset.
So everyone's like, time to grind now.
Time to grind now, try to get as high as I can. And so yep.
uh, sorry, I was just in a meeting about cash flow. What a coincidence. Oh, hi, C-Mods. What wisdom can you impart on us about cash flow? Hi, Ducky. You the queen.
Hello, Ducky. Hello, Simons. Welcome in.
Um, for some new folks who hopped in, we do have a form pinned. If you would like to ask a question to our guest for today, we have Lanes. He is a co-working
Mhm.
streamer. And again, just to reiterate for any folks who are new, the form is anonymous if you choose, but it also allows you to put a name if you would like. So, but feel free if you want to ask the question in chat as well. Don't feel like you need to have the form. It's just there for people who don't want to like reveal who they are. Thank you, Twin. But welcome in, Ducky and C Mods. So I know you talked about, financial literacy being like your goal for this year. Are there any other goals that you have for yourself that you're just, or maybe goals that you're continuing on from last year?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, so I should touch upon last year's goal because I think it was
Yeah.
pretty good. So last year's goal was to take action without fear.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that. Sometimes what stops us from achieving things is that we're kind of scared. I speak from experience like a lot. I'm scared to do a lot of things. Like even make a simple phone call to make an appointment was a big deal for me. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
And you
like
did that last
this.
year?
Yeah, I did. I did lots of those last year, and so
Wow.
yeah, it's how do in the end of the day, at the end of the year, what I realized is that it's only a feeling that's stopping you from doing that. That's the only thing. It's only a feeling. The consequences in your head are not realistic. Um, our head tends to make things exaggerated, so it feels like, oh, it's gonna be the end of the world if I do this, but it's not. And I've proven that through practice, time and time again. When I felt scared and I did it anyway, nothing bad happened. And I read from a book once is that the worst that can happen is that you'll be in the same spot. That's the worst that can
Mm.
happen. So go ahead and do it, and you have a lot more to gain than to lose. So sometimes that jump makes you realize it was all in your head, which is so true. Yeah, it's all in your head. Your head can play games time and time again, and so make sure that you just do it. Sorry, I should be sponsored by Nike. I just did that. I just did that.
Just do it. You heard it here. Nike sponsor lanes.
Please sponsor me. I would love a Nike contract. That would
Who
be super
knows?
lovely.
Did we mention that Lanes is a model? Can we talk about
Oh,
that? Can we
yeah.
talk about that?
Yeah, Nike
And
hire
who
me.
knows? Maybe
Nike.
yeah, Nike hire Lanes to model.
Please, please, please. I just said just do it. I started with public speaking in school.
Oh, like an exact.
Yeah.
I hated public speaking
Me
also in
too.
high school.
Yeah.
And then obviously I became a teacher, so I kind of had to get over that. And then I think that like once you start doing things pretty frequently, a lot of the fears that, or like the mental hurdles that you have to go through, you kind of get over it because of habit. So now like I can talk to a group of students like easy peasy because
Mhm.
it's like a part of my routine, which is cool. So,
Yeah, I think that's a big thing is exposing yourself to that uncomfortable situation. And like me for as well, like I hated public speaking. Like I would dread it every time I'm in elementary school and just going up to the class and speaking. I was like sweating and I was like, why am I feeling this way?
like the clammy
Um,
hands.
the clammy hands, the
Oh,
heart beating off your chest. It's
yep.
like,
Yep.
why? Um, but like just said, the more you do it, but the important thing is you do it. The more you do it, the more it gets easier. You're like, okay, I kind of know my thing. Like I found out that I'm really good at improv. As long as I know as long as I know the information, I'm able to speak on that information quite confidently without a script. The script makes me nervous. I found out that the
Mm,
a script makes me nervous and
I'm the
trying to
same
memorize it.
way.
Yeah, right? Like it's hard. It's hard. There's like so many things to remember and my mind is just not built like that.
Yeah, and there's something about like scripts. I know some people like it, but I feel like when I stick to a script, it just doesn't feel as organic versus just like being able to at least know the general topic or knowledge I'm presenting on and just like saying it. Maybe an
Yeah.
outline to at least so I don't like, trail off into
Yeah, it's
um
good to have those highlights just to give you the order,
right.
right? Oh, sorry, someone just raided me.
Oh,
Hey
let's
Josh,
go.
thanks for the raid. Welcome in, people. I'm gonna give a shout out
Welcome
to Josh.
Raiders.
Welcome in. I am currently in Miso Motivational Monday, so if I'm not responding, that's the reason why. So I'm with Jess, who's in the screen right now. and we're just having a good conversation about goal making. But we are like trailing sometimes, trailing off, which is okay, which is lovely. But welcome in to everyone who's here. Listen in. I think
Triple
you'll find
Fatty Patty, what a
very
name. Thank you
useful.
for the
But
follow.
but yeah, we're talking about public speaking right now and how we used to not like it, but we're pretty decent at it now. Pretty decent.
Uh, Ducky asked, did you feel anxious streaming when you started, or was it easier because of your job as a teacher? Um, well, when I first streamed, like technically during COVID, I didn't have a face cam. So it's and there's no one there. So it was easier to just talk to no one or just talking to your friends. But I'd never really started Miso Motivational until almost a year ago. And I've already had like 3 years of teaching under my belt. So it definitely helped a lot. And actually just being a teacher in general gives you a lot of skills and has definitely toughened me up for a lot of things. So yeah. Yeah, if you are a teacher or know anyone in education, please be patient with them because they are a warrior. And nurses,
No,
truly
no, for
warriors.
real. Yeah, teachers go through a lot, and you're right. You built so much layers. So respect teachers.
Thank you.
Teach those kids.
Luckily, well, and I'm an academic advisor, so it's a little bit less hectic compared to when I was a high school teacher, but for sure. That he said what really helped me was being more prepared and confident in my work because when I felt unprepared for my presentation, I definitely found myself more anxious. Yeah, and I think kind of going along with what Lanes was saying, it, like definitely um, having those little points, whether it's a script or an outline or just like little bullet points so you know the topic. And if you're
Mhm.
someone, there are people who can like go into a presentation without practicing and they're great, but there's some people who need to like take a few days to like practice, look over notes. So do whatever
Yeah,
works best for you. Don't feel like, oh, this person doesn't have to try as hard and they can succeed just as well. Like there's nothing to be embarrassed about if you like need to take a day or two to like review to have a good presentation, right? Because as Lane's mentioned, it's like we all have different experiences and we're at different levels based on like what is our strong suit. So if you need that little time to practice, like go for it, you know.
yeah, no shame. I totally agree with that. It's people are just different, so don't look over other people. That's a good rule in general in life. Honestly, don't peek over others.
Uh just looking through. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I have to hold on. I need to make this to an Excel because some of the questions that folks are asking, I can't tell if this is from a previous one or give me 1 second. So sorry. And for folks who are again coming in, feel free to take a look at the pinned message
Yeah.
on my stream if you would like to ask a question to Lanes.
Oh, Ned is asking if you have a Herman Miller chair.
Do I have this one? I
Yeah.
have no idea what it is. It's I stole it from my mom's office because everyone was yelling at me for using that granny chair back there. um. So yes. Oh, view and cheese. I'm so dumb. Here you go.
Granny chairs are amazing, dude. Make you feel like at home. Although you won't last a few hours till your back start hurting, you know.
Uh. Okay. 115. All right. These
Doesn't
are.
everyone want a Herman Miller chair? Come on. Come on. But I feel like they're so overhyped. You can achieve the same comfort with an off brand. You need a couch? Oh, I think a couch, it's so comfy, but the way it works is that it's almost slanted sometimes. So you have to slant your body in order to be comfy. To the, you know, if you're like relaxing, playing a comfortable game, that's okay. But if you're an FPS player, you definitely don't have that back support.
All
How
right.
much is too much for a chair?
I've seen
I
I've
think
seen
700.
people like spend money on
I
chairs.
know. I mean, I'd rather spend it on other equipment, but yeah, chairs. I think For me at least, like 400 is a lot already. True,
Yeah.
I can't reach my keyboard.
I need to like find like a good reason to spend like a lot of money on a thing. But like I'm a hypocrite because I'm just like, oh, like $20 for like a cool trinket, sure, but like a hundred
A
dollars for a
chair?
chair that will last a couple of years, I don't
No
know.
way. No way, man. Why?
Yeah. Okay, I
Or
think
or you could do
I
boy math and say, oh gosh, per use, it's gonna be worth it.
like
Dollars per
I would
sit.
buy like a million Mr. Pocos or an equivalent worth of that for a chair.
I wouldn't buy. I would buy zero pocos for any chair. Sorry, you're not loved. Um,
No.
no.
All
What?
right. I think I found the questions that people have asked.
Sounds good.
So great. So I know we were talking about other goals. Were there other goals that you haven't talked about that you still wanted to share?
Oh yes. Oh, my side goals. I just want to learn editing, like you said in
Oh
the
yes, yes,
intro.
yes. How's that been going?
Um, it's been good. I'm better at editing, but now I need life to be more interesting, so I can document because you need something to edit.
True.
And so, yeah, I started a daily vlogs last year. I couldn't sustain it just because life is not interesting anymore, and it's gone to plain grinding again. So, yeah, editing, I learned a lot because it was daily that I was editing. So I'm pretty good at it now, but there's plenty to learn. So that's next on my goal. For sure, for sure.
Um, I think you made. Oh gosh, I think the last video I saw you make was like your morning routine. I think. No,
Yeah.
that might have been a while ago.
Oh, there's lots. I don't know which one.
Oh.
Probably morning
Is your
routine.
YouTube the same as your current Twitch name?
No, it's actually different. It's under Lanz's lookbook. Um,
Oh,
but yeah.
is it in your Instagram, like the link?
Yeah. Oh, no, that one's the wrong one. I probably should change it. It's on my Twitch if you're curious about my daily vlog.
Yes, go stalk Lane's no, not stalk.
Sorry, it's gonna take a
Go
few
admire
buttons.
his editing work.
Welcome,
Um,
Ashish. Welcome.
that's so
Uh,
cool. And I
but
think
yeah,
it's cool. I know like some people there are some folks who are not a fan of like New Year's resolutions, but at least like having like long-term goals are kind of nice cuz I think sometimes we don't set realistic expectations or goals for ourselves, but to have something that's a little bit kind of can be more of like a journey, like editing, it's something that you can learn whenever. And it's not like, oh, I have to edit by this date. It's like something that you can still gradually learn and get better at throughout the year, which is cool. So,
yeah, and yeah, that's you're right. I'm one of those people not a fan of resolutions because I think it's the culture around that where people abandon it after the first few months or even
right.
after the first few weeks. So I rather frame it as a goal for the year, just because, like you said, you can work on it like slowly instead of like, oh, let's give it our all in the beginning of the year because it's unsustainable at the end of the day.
Right. And actually that leads into my next question because I think like when people are like super motivated about like having a goals, I feel like there's like, people who are highly motivated and they're like, I want to do bam, 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 bam. And then there's people who are like, oh, I don't know where to start. I guess in that one end, like for people who are highly motivated, how do you prevent yourself just like from burning out? Because I've done that too, where I like want to do a ton of things and I want to do everything right away. And then I burn out super quick because I don't allow myself the time and space to just like take a step back or do something enjoyable because I'm so like goal driven that like I need to get things done, but then I fatigue really fast.
Yeah, that's one of the problems in that extreme is that you go way too fast, and the only thing to do is really slow down yourself by a landslide. Because if you go too fast or you do too many things, like you said, you'll just burn out. So what you can do is take in a little at a time, and that goes with like exercising. A lot of people get really excited in the beginning to exercise and change themselves. Then they go like 5, 7 days a week. Try three, 2 to 3. Ease into the pedal. Trust me, you'll be more motivated to go 3 times a week than you are 7 days a week. Because I've felt those moments where I'm like, oh, I gotta get back to exercising fully. And I've learned over the years, it's just slow it down, take it easy, don't do as much. It's okay, no one's judging, no one's looking over your shoulder and be like, how come you're not doing this much, right? So it's all about sustainability and slowing down.
Mm. Yeah, I like that word. It's like you want to make sure these are goals that are sustainable for you as a person. Because yes, welcome in Sinbad. Welcome in
Jason, Ben.
Noah. Yeah, start with realistic goals. Yeah, I think like it's good to be like ambitious, but like as you said, like easing it in because I think change or switching like your habits like 180 is so hard because like
Yeah,
I've been trying for how many days to slowly improve my sleep schedule and but I can't just be like, all right, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. Like I have to like slowly like maybe like I'll wake up at like 6 a.m., then maybe 5:30 or something like that.
yeah, yeah. Almost like a titration. You wanna just slowly go into your goal. Because if you go right away, you're gonna get shocked because it's
Message, thank you for the
such,
follow.
like you said, it's a 180, right? Like no one can do that. It's impossible.
Yeah, so hard.
Mm.
Um and welcome in Noah and Message, thank you for the follow. Um We're here talking about motivation and goals with our friend Lanes. Please, please, please give him a follow. He's streaming right now. Um, and it's funny because I'm glad that the questions that I had have just kind of like this natural progression, and we've actually been
Natural flow
touching
to
upon
it.
that. Because yeah, the next part is like was like how do you manage those expectations for yourself, especially like when you don't reach your goals. So I know that
Mm.
especially if you're super strict on your goals, I think sometimes we end up um, having those moments of disappointment and self-doubt or like, oh man, like I suck. Everything that I hoped to accomplish this year or last year, I didn't get to do it. And like now I'm just like kind of stuck in this thing where like, like am I going to be capable of um having goals for myself for this year or achieving those goals? Because I at least for me personally, like there have been moments like not so much now, but um back then where like I had a goal for myself and I didn't fall through and it sucked because it was something you were looking forward to but you just didn't reach it.
Yeah, no, definitely having expectations fuels disappointment. And, I've had so many instances where I'm like having this expectation of this outcome, but in the end, it just doesn't happen because in our minds, we play it as an A to B kind of this like journey where it's just a straight line. But in reality, there's so much other factors that are hitting that journey, and so it's gonna look really squiggly, and in the end, you might not even reach it. And so, yes, you'll be disappointed 100% of the time. Have that expectation. It's I think it's better to just have milestones, and when
Mm.
you reach that milestone, you're like, hey, I actually achieved this, and yeah, so expect don't have expectations, even in terms of I'll use exercising um, as an example. It's like having that benchmark of having to lose 20 pounds, right? Don't It's good to give yourself a time, but don't be too hard on yourself because it's hard to achieve and you don't know what happened. You might not be as stringent on your diet, right? And so
Welcome.
just just be realistic and be like, hey, okay, it's okay. Keep it going. I know you can get it, but look at all this progress behind me and say, hey, I did this. If I keep going, I think I'll reach that milestone eventually. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome and so real too. Sorry, I also welcome Goggle, thank you so much for the raid.
Welcome
Welcome in
in,
raiders.
Gogglehead.
Hi
Welcome, welcome.
Goggle, how was your stream? Hi Unit, welcome. It's Dad. Hi Wraith. Hi, Steph Killer. Hi, Shiridity. Welcome in, everyone. I hope y'all are having a good morning.
Yeah, welcome in, you guys.
I got lost. Same. Who doesn't get lost, Goggle? Thank you for the raid. We are doing Miso Motivational today. We have
Mhm.
our guest Lanes. We've been talking about goal setting and motivation. He is currently streaming, so let me give him a shout out. So feel free. I have to wait 4 minutes to shout you out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, the stream
Today's
got
Monday.
lost. That's totally okay. And yes, well, at least today is Monday for folks here. If you're in the Philippines, I know it's like, oh God, it's
Yeah, yeah, it's like 12. Or maybe, I don't know,
1
daylight
a.m. I
savings.
think.
Yeah, I think 1. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
it's
it's already
potentially Tuesday if you're in Asia.
Tuesday. It's still
um,
Monday. If you're still awake at 1 a.m., it's technically still Monday.
yeah, technically still Monday if you haven't slept yet. um, But if you would like to ask a question, I know Lanes has work, so we might not get through all the questions that folks have.
Hmm.
But we're using this time to just talk about what our goals are. I think I think Lanes has been great about giving like tangible ways that he sets goals for himself, like doing the spreadsheets, listening to podcasts, and things like that, which is really nice. And then yeah, and then right now we've just been currently talking about. How to manage those expectations for ourselves when we don't reach those goals, and just setting realistic goals for ourselves so that essentially, yeah, so we don't feel disappointed. So feel
Yeah.
free if you had to raid and run and do your thing. Thank you again, Goggle. Otherwise, if you're gonna hang out and anyone else from the raid, hope you enjoy our cozy chat this morning.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Don't be afraid to join the conversation. You're more than welcome.
um And I guess for you, Lanes, how do you take care of your mental health? Especially with someone as busy as you, who at least has like a lot of things that you want to achieve, for the year.
Mhm.
Like, how do you keep yourself in check? Whether it's like physical self care, mental self care, and things like that.
Yeah. Um, I think that's a good question. Just because I was just in a small mental rut, and so
Mm.
I'm trying to recover from that. And so I'm gonna speak from experience here. Again, I always pull from experience. I never give advice that don't have experience coming out of it. But right now, I realized this many times that journaling and exercising is the two best ways that I personally function well. Um, just because my head is constantly working. Like I have so many thoughts always, and so writing those thoughts down really helped me just clear my head and also put some sense into my thinking as well.
Mm.
Because it can be bad and good thoughts sometimes, and so that mix is overwhelming for anybody. So if you're an overthinker, I definitely suggest writing things down on a piece of paper and do it consistently as well is really helps. Like I haven't been consistent, and so my mental health will be kind of volatile because of that. So if I do it consistently, then I can really bring that down. um, but additionally to that is, of course, I'm gonna say exercise once again, because it's a great way to just de-stress and don't worry about the world. I don't want to get to the scientific evidence to what exercise does to your chemicals in your brain, but it does really help you, whether you like it or not. But also just focusing on that and nothing else. Um, it just gives you time to just be your best self, and you feel really good afterwards. Maybe a little sore, but you feel really good afterwards. But yeah, those are the two things like to do. How about you, Jess? How do you combat mental health?
um, I also was in a bit of a mental rut as well, actually, this past week, specifically with work, because
Mm.
the school year is actually first day of classes are going to be tomorrow. And I have a ton of emails of students who need to. Actually, sorry, for context, for folks who don't know, I work at a college. I'm an academic advisor, so I help students essentially build their schedules, and I teach a 101 class that helps them with like resources on campus to first year students. So like tech needs, tutoring, I connect them to all those things. And then sometimes they like I'm not a counselor, but some of them do treat me sometimes as a counselor where they talk about a lot of very heavy stuff happening in their life that's like impacting their grades. So they're just like, yeah, I just want to let you know. And I was like, have you told your professor about that? And they're like, no, but I figured I'd tell you. And I was like, all right. um, but yeah, so anyway,
Give
so
her a
it has been a little
raise.
bit hectic because a lot of them have failed classes and they need me to override them into courses that they need to take. And then I don't know if I don't remember what my college experience was like for registering for classes, but a lot of classes that students need are not available for next semester. So having that conversation with them was like, oh, you kind of have to take it next year. And they're like, am I going to be delayed? And I'm like, I don't know. We have to
Oh
explore that.
no,
So
that's hard.
yeah, it's
That-
it's hard. So um yeah, so hopefully the spring semester should be a little bit smoother, but we were understaffed for the fall. And I'm hoping that once our new hires have been trained that things will be a lot smoother. Registering for classes always sucks, and it does. And I
It
feel
does,
their
yeah.
stress for sure. But actually, yeah, I took a break from streaming last week just to prioritize getting like all these deadlines I needed to get done for work. But it's been actually nice because I can just ah, no, thank you so much for the gift,
The
dude.
bed, let's
Let's go.
go.
Um, but yeah, I think it's been nice. Just I never really appreciated just doing nothing, if that makes sense. Because I
Yeah.
think like the past 2 months, I've been like on the go with work, and then on top of things from work, sometimes I would go to streaming, and then sometimes like in the weekends, like I have to do things for like family and like friends and events and things like that. So just
Mhm.
like appreciating like alone time has been something I learned recently because I don't do it enough. And like in that alone time, whether it's just be like laying in my bed, just getting like actual sleep because um I never realized like lack of sleep actually plays a role in my mental and like taking like everyone in my chat's gonna make fun of me. Like taking like a nice hot shower, like just feeling good physically helps with your mental as well. Cause like there are days where like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I haven't taken care of myself physically in terms of eating well, like eating sleeping well, or like just like looking nice.
Mhm.
And I would feel the same way as I looked physically. For lack of better words, I'm saying I feel and look like shit. so like so the more that like I actually took the time to take care of my body, whether it's like
Mhm.
working out, sleeping, eating a healthy meal that doesn't consist of just chocolate and coffee at work, um has helped me a ton, and I'm learning to do that a lot more. Dude, a good shower and sleep fixes so much for mental health. Not all the time, but a lot of time. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like interesting because it's like your physical needs can definitely overlap. Some of like your mental needs. Like I don't know, there's something about like a warm shower that just feels so good, especially after you work out. Like
Yeah, especially, like, even on a cold day, like, a warm shower, it just relaxes your mind.
yeah, I know
But, yeah.
technically a cold shower is like I forgot. There's something good with your skin, like when you
It's like
take like
yeah, a cold shower is good for your skin, but it's also good for discipline as well.
yeah.
So,
I
there's
sometimes do that in the summer, but I don't think this winter I'm gonna be taking a
no, no,
cold
it's
shower.
yeah, no, as much as I would like to incorporate cold showers, a nice warm shower is, definitely a must.
Yeah, I took like a nice hot shower like this morning before coming on here, and I was like, I am ready. I feel great.
There you go, there you go.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, you're completely right, is, sometimes you have to really take care of yourself first before anything else. It's because when you feel good, you're more inclined to do good things, to be more, disciplined on your goals and stuff. And so, yeah, definitely, just even like getting a haircut or doing
Yeah,
your
yeah.
skincare or just doing those self care. That's why I always say do your self care first, and then do whatever you need to do. Trust me, you'll feel a lot better and more motivated that way.
Like my mom finds like her form of like therapy is like when she does her skincare routine every day. Like she loves it. Like after she cooks breakfast for like my family, since I live at home with my parents, and she does like her work and stuff, she's like, all right, I'm gonna be
Mm.
gone for a bit. And then like I just see her just enjoying like her time, like just taking care of her face. And that's just like her form of like physical self-care, but at the same time, like it's something that makes her happy, which is cool. So it's
Yep,
important.
I'm with your mom. That's how I do it. Something about skincare.
Yeah. Don't neglect your skincare routine, including boys. You gotta moisturize.
Yeah. Oh gosh, boys, let's remove the stigma, please. Do
please
your
please
skincare.
moisture. If you heard it here first, everyone go get moisturizer.
Moisturize, moisturize
And
your face.
and even if it's winter, you still need to put sunscreen.
Yep, yep. I learned that the hard way. Oh, I think
um
the
oh,
sub. Let's
Annie, thank you so
go.
much for the 5 months. Life is all about the little wins you can do. Get a haircut, make your bed, small victories. Yes. The room is very real because last year my room looked terrible, and I remember talking to someone how your bedroom and how you take care of it can sometimes be like a reflection of your mind. Like, and
That's
I
very
never
deep, but
agreed
yes.
with that, right? Because like my
Yep.
room was like a chaotic mess. We ignored the stuff that's behind this wall here, but I was like, but I was like, that makes total sense. Like this is like how I feel is like how my room looks like. So, and that's
Yep.
why before the start of every year, I always like clean my room because I there's something about me wanting to feel good and like fresh and clean with like a clean room before the year starts.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to start.
Sorry for bad timing. I do have to head out soon, but here's to a good one with Miso Motivational with you. Lanes, and also give all the hugs and good energy for Miso Queen Jess and those you love. Just one small act can mean a lot. Aw, thank you, Annie. Enjoy your time out. Stay warm. I know you're also in Canada, so make sure
Good luck,
you,
Danny.
yeah,
Thanks
make
for
sure you have a
supporting.
warm coat on and
Yeah,
gloves.
please. It's a must. It's a must.
I think
Well, there's actually sun today, but it doesn't matter because it's still gonna be cold.
I know. Honestly, there are days where it's like it can be really cold and it's fine. It's the wind that gets me. The wind
Yep,
hurts.
it
I
does
hate the
hurt.
wind. All right. I think I'm gonna save this last question here for the end. I think we have a few people. I want to be mindful on time.
Mhm.
Some of these are.
There's lots of time, by the way, Jess. Just
Oh,
in
really?
case you're wondering, don't squeeze in.
I was like, oh my God, Lanes has work. We gotta,
No, no,
we
it's,
gotta
it's actually
go,
pretty
go.
okay right now.
Oh, is
It's
it
pretty okay.
okay? Okay, well that's
Yep.
good. Well, I guess before I ask like my last question from like this segment, I just wanted to go address some questions that some folks have asked. They were kind of in relation to not games, sorry, topics that we talked a little bit earlier. Um, ooh, so many different avenues to talk about.
Hmm.
Um, let's start off with something a little bit more fun to break the talk on motivation. Someone asked, "What was your first video game that you played?"
Oh, oh my gosh, you're making me dig through my memories. Um, oh wow. So, just to give you context, I grew up with the Game Boy and also PSP. Oh, Super Mario for you, Azish. Yeah, I think Super Mario was one of the first one. Let me think. Jeez, I think the Game Boy was first. Yeah, the Game Boy was first, and my first video game, I believe, was playing this Super Mario game. It's like Tetris, but it's like Dr. Mario. I don't know if anyone heard of Dr. Mario before.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, and you're basically, matching the colors so that they eliminate each other. But that was one of the first video games, and
How
it's
old were
history from
you?
there.
Like as a
Um,
kid?
as a kid, so I was like 6. Yeah, like on the Game Boy Advance, the square-looking thing.
I had a Game Boy Advance too, and I can't
Yeah,
remember what I played on it. I played some sort of like Pokemon game on it, but I don't remember. My most memorable, because I think I had that first, but then like when we had the Nintendo DS, like me and my sister played Nintendogs.
yeah.
And we loved that.
The DS.
Um,
When it came out, I was so salty. I was like, man, I'm just having fun with Game Boy right now. What's going on here? Nintendo releasing a new system like this.
it's so amazing like how like game consoles have like changed so much over time.
Oh yeah, the way it advances, like sometimes it feels slow when you're at the moment, but it's come a long way from the graphics and stuff. Dr. Mario was lit matching the feels. Like, yeah, it is, man.
My Nintendogs are probably so neglected at this point. I should check on them. What is that?
On Nintendogs.
Do you know
Oh.
Tamagotchis, Blades?
Yeah, Tamagotchis, yeah. I
Are
used to
they
give those away in McDonald's, believe it or not.
are they the ones where like if you don't take care of it, like something like they like leak or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. That's how you practice neglect everybody.
Oh
Oh
man.
god, she's bad. Those are
Those
some
are like
needy,
so
needy.
sad.
Yeah,
like you go back and you just see like cobwebs or something. It's just
yeah,
like
cobwebs. Wait, hold on, man. I'm still alive. But yeah, those were the wave, the Tamagotchis. Oh man, so long ago. Goodness.
um ooh.
Atari, goodness. I'm not that old. I don't. I remember Atari, but not the gaming systems. Back in the 70s, I think. They survived waiting for you to come home. Yeah, sometimes I revisit my Nintendo Game Boy, and I'm like, I kind of miss that game. I'm gonna go play it. You know, I don't know. Do you do that? Just do you still have yours?
Is that my Boonsa? Hello, Ivan. Hello. Alright,
Hello,
I was
hello,
looking
Ivan.
through. I thought
Welcome.
there was gonna be more other casual questions, but some of these are relatively. Actually, no. This one's not as deep. What's it like being a streamer? And I guess we already talked about
Mhm.
why did you become a streamer, but they asked, is being a streamer a long time thing for you?
Oh, um, I love streaming. I honestly, I fell in love with streaming because of the people. Hey, thanks for follow, Ivan. Welcome. Thank you. I'm guessing you're Filipino because you're calling just ate. Come in. But streaming for me, I want to say it's for the long run, but I don't know what's in store for me in the future and how busy I will be. But I think it's something about the community that just keeps you going, and you kind of miss
Mm.
these people, and they kind of become your friends, and you just grow together as that community goes on, and so and people are loyal, surprisingly very loyal, even if you leave for a few weeks or a few months.
Aw,
They
that's
come
so
back to you.
nice.
Yeah, and I think there's something about that you just can't let go and just ghost them forever. It just no, for real. It's like you need to come back and say it's like your Tamagotchis, guys. You gotta check back on them.
The
Hey, are you fed?
Nintendogs.
The
Oh
Nintendo.
no.
You gotta take out the cobwebs and say, "Hey, how's it going?" Thanks, sir. Following as well, Simpat. Welcome in. But yeah, it's you're like almost like your longtime friends. That's what streaming feels like to me, and so that's why I think it is a long term thing. And life always will take precedence. But in the end of the day, if you have time, I stream. So how do you feel about that, Jess? Like, how about streaming? Do you feel the same way?
Uh, yeah, I think I'm the same way. Also, hi Sally, welcome in. And Noah, sorry, I just noticed that your dream stretched like 6 minutes ago. I'm stretching now. um, yeah. Um, what's this like being a streamer? It's so weird, like, because I know people have different end goals for streaming, and I like being able to build community. And I know there's people. This sounds silly, but I know there's people who are just like, "Yo, what's up, chat?" But like, it's like I love calling everyone by their name because these are like people that I would hope to see more, or like people I want to know more as well. But I know that also comes
Mm,
with like managing like expectations from other people, because there are people that I'll happily play games with, but then there's other people that um, might, I don't know how to phrase this, but um, ask a lot of my time for, but I cannot give it to them, if that makes
yeah,
sense. Like, so it's like, yeah, like I would love to be friends with everyone, but I know I can't devote my time to like every single person, if that makes sense. And I know there are some people who are there for the community and they know everyone else in the community, but then I know there's people who are solely there just to talk to me. And I sadly can't give my individual attention to just them at times, which
yeah,
can be hard. Um, but I still appreciate them nonetheless. But it's I also have to create boundaries for myself as a streamer to like um not make this a whole part of my life, because I still have a fiance, who wants attention. I have, siblings and family too. Um but no, I mean, I've been enjoying it unless there's like some reason for me to not keep doing this. Like, I told people, I was like, I don't care about gaming. Like, I will ride out Miso Motivational at the very,
oh my
very
god.
least.
Oh wow,
Um,
let's go.
you
That's
know,
commitment. I like that.
yeah. And this has been like an unexpected like goal of mine that I've created last year, which has been nice. And it's almost been a year, surprisingly. So
Oh wow, that's
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
So
But you're right. Like there's so much more to life than streaming, unfortunately. And
yeah.
as much as we want to hang out with everybody, it's just hard, especially if your community is growing. You have to focus as a community instead of individual anymore. In the beginning, it was like an individual relationship, and you
Right.
don't want to ever let go with that. But unfortunately, it's all comes down to the community. And but just as right, you gotta address people with their names and still connect with them, because you can still give a little bit of your energy to each and single one of you guys, and that's really important to make people feel like they're very welcome, and that you know them and you don't ignore them. So yeah, it's
Right.
actually a genuine fear of mine. It's probably unrealistic because it might never happen, but that my community grows so large that I become one of those streamers to say, just picking out like the
Yeah.
chat
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
really getting to know them, which I would not like, because
Right.
I want to
And
connect with people, right?
exactly. And it's one thing, it's very cute like when I see like people in, whether it's mine or in other people's communities, like interact and engage with each other, but especially
Mm.
like those like chats where it's it's they're trying to have a conversation with you, but then you're also having like five of other conversations, like single
Yes,
conversations with an individual, right? Because
yes.
like when
Oh
they all
God.
come in, you're like, oh hey, how's your day going? And now you're having like five different conversations about everyone's weekend, like
Yeah, which is hard to juggle, definitely. So it gets to the point where it's just hard to be meaningful, which again is a genuine fear of mine, because I always like to connect with people genuinely, and
hmm
you know be as connected as possible. So yeah,
And I that's one thing that I like really appreciate with like people that I go into people's streams, and you and yours as well. Just like there's just like being like authentic with yourself. I know there's some people who are entertainers and they put things on for show, but there's
yeah,
definitely something comforting about someone who wants to have a genuine interaction with you. Um, and yeah, just like wants to talk with you because yeah, I think people forget that like whether it's like someone chatting, talking to us, or like vice versa, it's like we're a person behind the screen at the end of the day. Um,
yeah, we are. Yeah,
and like these are like actual people who might be having like a bad day and they came in, to talk to you specifically, or they could be someone who might not have any friends and they like are looking for some sort of like interaction. So I have to like put that into perspective a lot if like yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So
yeah. If we could, we'll multiply ourselves and talk to you guys individually. If we
right.
could, if that is possible, that's our. We want to make everyone feel welcome all the time because we are grateful for you guys. Yeah, I mean, you make the stream. It's not really us that make the stream. It's people in the community at the end of the
Mhm.
day. And so just wanna take the time to say thank you.
Yes, thank you
Thank you.
everyone. And also hi May, welcome in, and hi
Hey,
Silly
May,
again.
welcome, welcome.
Sinbad says streaming is so wild because you meet so many friends from around the world from different walks of life. Better someone to find a family and join your community than join a gang.
Yeah, then join the
True.
yeah, join our
True.
community. Don't join a gang. That's definitely
Yeah. No, and yeah, it's comforting. I think about that a lot too because I was very fortunate in college that I had a Filipino org that was my community, and
Mm,
I don't talk to all of them anymore post college, but they're still like a close group knit of friends that are my best friends that I still talk to up until this point. But not many people get that. Like I've met people who are commuter students, who are like in college that use like Twitch to like find community. And then there's other folks who are just working and are not in school. So it's it's interesting because like no matter like which part in life you are, like there are people who are still trying to find community in their own ways. So it's very important for sure.
yep. Inclusivity is definitely one of the priorities up there.
Hmm.
And the creeps making an exception. Yep, yep. There are unsavory individuals on Twitch. That's for sure.
There are, and we'll leave it at that. Um, ooh, someone asked one embarrassing story from each guest.
Oh my gosh. Um, like, is there a specific topic?
No, they just said embarrass. So I
Uh,
guess you can choose. Um,
oh geez, I've lots.
I do
Um,
too.
but it's hard to pick the right one to share.
Let's say
Uh,
embarrassing story from your childhood.
from my childhood. Okay, okay. I think I have one. This has. I just want to like. As this is related to when we were talking about public speaking, and this is. I think this is trauma right here, straight up trauma, because it always pops in my head, haunts me down. But I was in preschool, and it's English class. English has never been my forte, and so there's this big paragraph on the whiteboard, and I was so nervous, right? I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know these words. I came into that class totally unprepared, I guess, and for some reason I've never read aloud. I guess I was so nervous. I was like, I hope I don't. And of course, I got chosen.
No.
So walking up to that whiteboard, and I look at the paragraph, and I'm like, this is like gibberish. I couldn't say a word. Like I was trying. Right,
Oh
it's a whole
no.
paragraph, but I was like speaking from word to word, and I couldn't pronounce it properly. Everyone starts laughing at me, and I'm like,
Oh
"Oh my word, what is
no.
going?" And then, I had to do the walk of shame because the teacher told me to sit down because I couldn't say any of the words.
Oh, they
This is
made you like they
preschool.
made you like go up to the front.
Yeah, go up to the front and then walk back down towards my seat because I couldn't say anything. And then I had another
No.
student say it, and I remember it's like she just said it so perfectly, and I'm like, well, there goes my self-esteem.
No. Big
Oh yes,
sad.
really sad. Public speaking probably that's where it stemmed from. My fear of public speaking is probably from that class. I still remember where exactly that class is in that campus.
Oh
Never forget.
man.
Never forget.
I
But
guess
yeah, that's mine.
that reminds me of like also an embarrassing traumatic moment, but I think this was in man, maybe I forgot if this was like freshman year of high school or maybe middle school. It was somewhere around that age range. Hi Mama Break, welcome in. Let
What's up,
me
Burger? Welcome,
give
welcome.
you a shout out. Oh, also I didn't give a shout out to Wraith earlier. How are you? Um, do you know what's that sport? Badminton.
What's that short?
It's like
Badminton.
the tiny racket, and then like there's like it's
Yes,
essentially like tennis, right? But not
I think
tennis.
a lot of people know what badminton
Okay,
is.
well I didn't
I
at the
thought you were
time.
gonna mention like an exotic
Oh
sport,
no no
but
no
it
no
was badminton.
no no.
Oh,
But
jeez.
like I my parents my youngest sister, she has special needs and national sport of China. I did not know that. Um my youngest sister has special needs, and a long time ago my parents set up like a foundation to help raise money for research for the condition that she has.
Mm,
It's no longer a thing anymore, but back then they did a fundraising tournament, and my dad was really into badminton. I think we did like bowling one time, and that was really fun. But then for some reason, year two, it was badminton. um oh, and thank you for the lyric, Mama Berg. Thank you, thank you. Um, so obviously we didn't know how to play badminton, so we had like someone for like one day teach us how to play badminton, and we're like, okay, great. I knew the basics, and then whatever. And I didn't do anything that day. I was more helping like the organizing part and giving like little trophies to actual players who played badminton who took part in the event. Um,
mm.
but there was a kids round, and there was a boy who did not have a partner, and I was sitting in the bleachers, and his dad came up to me and was like, my son needs a partner to partake in this tournament, can you help him? I was like, oh, I don't play badminton at all, I just whatever and stuff. And then he was like, no 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 no, it's okay, this is like for charity, it's just like he just needs a partner. I was like, okay. And mind you, there's people in the bleachers like watching. So like I took
Oh,
part in
jeez.
this charity tournament that my parents were hosting with this kid I do not know, and we got creamed. Like the two boys, it was like me and the boy and then two other boys against us. And clearly
Mm.
they knew that I didn't know what I was doing. So they kept hitting the thing towards me, and
Oh
like
my god.
and then to the point where like this very nice lady like came over to like teach me like how to like set the thing over the net and stuff, and I was just like shaking and I didn't know.
The pity, but also
Yeah,
the oh gosh,
in short,
goodness.
I went to the car and just cried because I was like, that was so mortifying. And
Yeah.
this is why I
Oh.
don't do sports, so
Yeah, I mean, badminton, there are players, it's either you don't know or you really know. And so when you really know, they will take advantage of you.
yeah, it's like it's you know, even like with volleyball, I've seen like volleyball plays where they like target a single person because they're like, oh, this is the weak point, and I'm like, oh
Yeah,
man, that
exactly.
sucks.
That's how it works.
uh
Oh my
and
gosh. Poor little
yeah.
Jess, man. Didn't
It's
stand a chance.
no, I definitely didn't, and I remember, man, that was haunting me for quite a bit back then, but we're over that now, luckily.
Yeah, goodness. That's a good embarrassing story.
Yeah, yeah, that lives rent free in my brain.
Rent free in your mind. That's funny.
uh Ooh. All right, we'll do one more fun question and then we'll
Mhm.
transition back. Someone just asked, just right now, rice or bread? You can only choose one until the end of your lives.
Oh, that's tough. That is so tough.
I love
Um,
both for different reasons.
yeah, exactly. Like when you have like ulam or something, it's rice all the way, but there are things that you need bread for. Like you
Right.
need to make a sandwich out of bread, right?
I
Uh,
love peanut butter, so I can't have peanut butter and
uh,
rice.
see you later, Jay.
Hi, Jay. Thank you.
No bread means no pizza. I know he makes a point there.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
But can you have underneath the pizza and no crust? Is that cheating?
That's cheating. I think I'll. Jeez. I think. Oh gosh.
White
This
with
is
noodles.
why. Why is this so trivial? Goodness, what the heck?
Well, I guess if I had to choose, you can do cauliflower crust pizza still true,
True.
healthier.
All right. I think I'll go with rice just because
Yeah,
I'm Asian.
I
And
think rice
I
too.
know, yeah, there are some foods that really go well with rice. Like they taste better because of rice. And so without the rice, they just taste like regular fruit.
Right.
Like
I
you don't,
think
you
I
know,
think bread is just like it's more convenient because it requires less work to make the thing with bread.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, you don't see me eating sinigang with bread. For
Yeah,
real.
no, no, you really can't. It's the perfect side dish for sure. Not gonna lie, I gotta stick with rice. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
rice
I
is
think
the
everybody
way.
agrees with rice. Yeah, rice
Yeah,
is definitely the way, even though bread is pretty versatile.
yeah. I mean, why makes a point? Like they only said rice and bread, so we still have noodles.
We still have
So
noodles,
yeah,
but that still doesn't replace bread, unfortunately.
no, it doesn't. It really
you,
doesn't.
you can just, you know what, like when fast food restaurants take like two proteins and make it as bread,
Uh huh.
and then they stick like cheese in between, and I call it like a, I don't know, like a burger sandwich or something like that.
Is the cheese melted?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's still a regular sandwich, just like vegetables in between. But instead of bread, it's like fried chicken, for example, or two.
Oh!
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah,
seen that. I have seen that.
yeah. So we still have those. We can still
True.
have a sandwich.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not the end of the world. I think rice is a good choice. Good
I think
choice.
so too. More things that you can eat with for sure.
Yep.
All right.
That's a
Uh,
funny question. It actually stumped us. It's not supposed to stump you, but it's like it's
that was
big.
from Dark Nebula. Not sure if that's someone in. Oh yeah, it's your mod.
Yeah,
I saw it.
yeah, it's my mod. Yes, actually, my in real life friend. So
Oh, that's fun. Thank you, Nebula,
yeah,
for the
that's
question. Um, they also asked. Um, I've always struggled with reading. I understand books contain a wealth of knowledge, but I can never read nonfiction. What books do you
mhm.
guys recommend?
Oof.
I think
I
you're more of
think.
the book person than me, so I
Well,
will defer that to you.
Funny story. All my life, I hated books. Couldn't read it. I hate reading. It's like, why would I sit down and read a book from start to finish? Like, why? Like, what's the
Hmm.
point of that? But only recently, when I took really good priority for personal development, that I needed to read books in order to gain knowledge. Because the way I look at books is that these are years of knowledge from someone who is very experienced in the field, and they're condensing it in a matter of hours. And that's how you should think of books. It's very dense and could be very boring, but it's your intention of why you read. And so, even if you like non-fic, and if you like fiction a lot, I mean, go by all means, go read that. But the non-fiction is where you gain knowledge personally. And so, how do you get started with that? You just You just do it. And one of the books I would recommend is it's by Dale Carnegie. It's how to how to win friends and influence people. I think
Ooh.
it's a very popular book, and it just shows you how to communicate. And I think a lot of us need help on how to communicate effectively. So, but yeah, go check it out. Again, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People is definitely a must read in the nonfiction world. So yeah, how about you, Jess? Any advice?
Um, I actually read a lot in high school, more fiction books. Hence my ignore the bottom three shelves. It's still in the works, but like, I say Harry Potter and a bunch of manga that I actually just recently got into because for some reason I think I've read so many like word books that my brain now is just like I need pictures. So I
Yeah.
went backwards. Everyone had like a manga phase and now they're reading books. I went backwards. But actually I have been into a few nonfiction books. The one that I've gotten recently, I think it's like hiding back there somewhere. If you heard of Ikigai, it's essentially
Oh,
like
love that one. Yeah.
um, the Japanese concept of like happiness and like finding purpose.
Hmm.
Those have been the types of books that I've really been into lately because that's essentially kind of how I got started on like my journey through here and like um, essentially what all of my year last year has been is like finding like meaningful things, things to learn and things to do to like essentially build purpose. So that's actually a really good book. I haven't finished it yet. But I would recommend it. It's a good one. It's just like
It's
nice.
it's a really nice book, and I'm trying to find my ikigai in life because yeah, it shows it how difficult it is to find purpose. But there are people out there who found it, so it is possible. It is possible. So if you keep looking, you might find it.
Yeah, and I think my mom has one. Apparently, I have like the second version with the same author. My mom has the first one, but she was amazed too because they're like these um, elderly people like in Japan who would just be living out on the farm, but like some of them would just be like working in like schools or they just be working as like a farmer and things like that. But their
Yep.
life has been prolonged um, by a lot more based on like studies because since they found like purpose, they're less stressed because they find meaning and happiness in what they do. So that
Yeah.
like helped
And they
like
enjoy it too. They enjoy the
right,
work and working
right,
at an old age, and so
right.
like, isn't
And I
that
think like on
ideal?
top of like other healthy habits that they do. So
Yeah, they also eat well, and you know, don't drink or smoke, and so yes, they're perfect. I studied about them actually in school, like
oh
in
yeah.
sociology. Yeah, because they're a good benchmark to what to aim for. Like you want to live a long, happy life. You don't want to be sad at the end of life. You know.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's why I go back to like thinking about how I want to use my time like effectively, and do things
Mhm.
that yeah, it could be like productive, but also making sure it's something that will bring me joy at the end of the day. Whether
Yep.
it is me being finding rest or spending time with people that I love or doing or learning a new thing that I've never tried before. Um, yeah, just making sure like those are like moments that excite me so that yeah, I don't know. I'm on this journey to find purpose too. So and
Yeah, I think everyone is.
yeah.
We don't live life blindly. We want to
Well, it's
be.
like funny because I've like talked to people who are like in their mid 30s and early 40s, and they're like, you are thinking in a way that most people don't think about until they've reached their age. So surprisingly
Mhm.
enough, but maybe I don't know if other people in like their 20s are exploring that as well, or maybe it's just the two of us.
Maybe,
Maybe.
maybe.
So I'd
Yeah,
recognize those HP hardcovers anywhere. Yep, they are there, and I have read all of them. I binge read all of them. I think during COVID actually too. I actually didn't read Harry Potter until
yeah.
like
Those are the
recently.
classic ones, the classic covers.
Hmm.
The second, I think that's no. Is that the first? The first. kind of art. Because my sister had those. Those actually go for good money these days.
Oh, really? I just remember my dad like got them a long time ago, and I was we were like, great, and we had it since. And I actually never touched it when he first bought it until I felt like I was like, oh yeah, I'm capable of reading a thick book.
A big book. It's a very long book. Overwhelming.
um, Someone asked, how do you get past relationship bias when meeting someone new, be it a friend or a partner or any other relationship? So kind of a little bit different from our
Hmm.
goal slash motivation topic.
Wait, do you mind explaining what relationship bias is?
Uh, they put their name. So this is from your community, Hazish.
As is, yeah, yeah.
Um, how do you not get past relationship bias?
I think as is, mine explain what relationship bias is first. Define it so we can have a more a better answer to that. I mean, perhaps the negative or even positive past experience with certain relationship. Also, like going back to your past and bringing it towards your future relationships. Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay. Can you repeat the question, Jess?
Yeah. Their question is, how do you not get past relationship bias when meeting someone new, whether it's a
Okay.
friend, partner, or a new type of relationship?
Oh, that's a very deep and hard question to ask. I think it's giving everyone a clean slate when you first meet them. And I know it in the back of your head, you're probably thinking already a certain way, but always look at people as someone new. Give them a chance because they are not the same people that you have met before. This is a person has clearly a unique set of characteristics about them, and that's how I see when I meet someone new is that I sometimes catch myself thinking, "Oh, I'm already judging them based on who they are, even though I just met them." And you kind of have to catch yourself and say, "Hey, don't do that. This is a completely new person, and you really have to just give them a chance and meet them for who they are." And I think that's what it's all about, is giving someone a fresh start, right? But if you knew them from before, yes, you can have a bias towards them, but um, yeah, just give everybody a chance. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think for me, I experienced that in college. Like I was a part of an Asian group in high school,
Mm,
and they were okay. There were definitely some not so great experiences during that time, especially with people from my year and higher. Not to me directly, but that just didn't give me as positive an experience as I would like. So then going into, and the Asian group was consisted mostly Filipinos. So then going into college, one of my roommates was Filipino, and it just also so happened that my floor mates, two of them were also Filipino. I was very hesitant about joining a Filipino Oregon college for the reasons that I had based on my relationships with people in high school. That I'm just like, oh man, I'm just going to be entering like a toxic like Filipino community. It's just like
yeah,
not going to be fun. Lots of gossip, lots of drama. So that actually like prevented me from my first semester from joining. But because like my friends were just so like heavily involved, um, I was still watching their performances and stuff that I kind of like slowly like integrated with them. And then I eventually joined then. I'm happy I did. But it's hard, right? Because sometimes we worry that like our negative experiences with other folks, we might be experiencing the same thing again. But exactly like what you said, Lane's like everyone like deserves a clean slate and like just because we had one negative experience doesn't mean the next one would be the same. But I know that especially with like romantic relationships, I know people sometimes give up on love because they might have had just multiple like negative relationships with someone that it they lose hope, I guess, in trying to continue like finding like a potential partner. So I don't
Yeah.
have an answer to that. Like I can see how that can be very like, you know, frustrating and also just I don't know. Yeah, I guess just don't lose hope in people.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult coming in from a bad experience with someone. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, don't lose some people. Yeah, don't lose hope on people because yeah, there are really good people in this world, and we find that out through Twitch. You know, we found you guys.
Yeah.
So there's good people. There's good people in this world. There has to be.
I've also learned too is just like if you did have a bad relationship with someone, they enter your life again, like don't feel like you owe them anything. If you
Mm,
want to, you know, restart this like friendship with them again, like you have every right to, but also don't feel like you have to. Like I have friends from high school, the exact people that I just mentioned, that they actually keep inviting me to things. I'm very thankful that they do, but I just don't feel the need to connect with them at this point in my life. Nor do I feel like I want to, and I'm okay with that. You know, um, so just surrounding yourself with like the right people for you. So don't feel like you have to like engage. You know, you could be obviously kind and nice and responsive to them, but don't feel like you have to give them your energy to
no, you
like
do not.
be with them all the time. If that makes sense. So
Yeah, if they were in your past, doesn't give them a right to be in your present.
yes, say it louder, Lanes.
Oh, it's true. It's
It
true.
is true. They don't have to be a part of your present. That's why they're in the past.
Yep. Hey, Swan. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yep, I'm with Jess right now doing Motivational Mondays. So, yeah, just having a conversation about topics that
Wait,
people
Wise,
have
were you in a
questions.
FAFSA? Alrighty. I think. Oh, then what? Someone just had a quick question of, do you think budgeting should be a part of a school's curriculum?
Um, I think no. I think they should just offer a workshop for
Mm,
that
that people can opt
because
into going to.
yeah, I feel like having an actual course towards it, first of all, it takes a lot of time and resources that doesn't necessarily need to happen, and it's a lot of commitment if it's an entire class. Yeah, you can submit questions. Just click the link on top, and we're talking about goals at the moment too, Ains. But going back to the question, it's definitely a big topic, and it should be like a week-long workshop, but I don't think it should be a semester long. So,
Mm.
what do you think, Jess?
Ooh, that's hard. I think I definitely see that too. I mean, I remember like in eighth grade, I remember like there's one point my teacher, not like for a whole class, but like just for a day or two, we like learned how to like balance our checkbooks and stuff.
Oh gosh.
But now you don't even have to do that because it's everything's digital. Um, and I think about how like as a high school student, like sometimes we don't realize the importance of things until we get there. Um, so it's like, yeah,
Yep.
I could have like learned maybe budgeting and all that stuff, but then would I put that into practice at that age, or and would I retain it at that age? So
Yep.
probably like 20-year-old me would have been happy that I went to a class at that age, but then would I've actually invested or done be financially literate at 18? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, but it's not like you said, it's not relevant. So how can you really implement that in your life? So yeah, it depends of like people say, oh, dude, we should have done taxes course in high school. That's true. Like I agree with that, but at the same time, like we wouldn't be doing taxes for a very long time just because we were probably under our parents' wing. And
Right.
so it's better that we offer workshops outside of school that are very accessible. So when you are ready, you take those courses, you know.
Yeah, maybe as like a maybe like well, because I know not everyone goes to college, but yeah, like a workshop. I know there's a lot of like online seminars that like teach the same thing. It's just like a matter of just like if you want it, like getting through the door. So, um, but then yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. That's a good question.
No, that's a good question. But yeah,
um, oh, why is you wearing a PI org? At your college, we did cultural dances and fashion, had to rock the barong and do tinikling. Let's go.
let's
We
go.
need to talk more about that. I can go for days talking about my or actually there's even videos of me dancing in college in my Filipino org. Ooh, okay. I think awesome. If we did not get to your question, I apologize. I tried to get through as much as I could. Um, but we will head over to um, essentially our last four questions. One of them is going to close out officially our goal setting and motivation topic. If
Mm,
you did send questions that you would like um, Lanes or myself to answer, you could still send them in, or especially if you are from Lanes' community, I'm sure you can. I'm sure he's more than happy to answer them. Um,
mhm.
in his community as well. So, hi Aggie, dropping alert because I'm getting ready for my day. Have a good
Aggie,
stream. Thank you, thank you. Have a good
good luck with
one.
your day.
Um, so I guess for folks who are just like want to get started in building good habits, or they're just like, okay, 2024, like 2023 was not great, but 2024 is going to be my year. What
Mm,
would be like your one piece of advice to help them get started on like achieving their goals?
okay. So yeah, habits is a really good way to start to achieve your goals. And I don't know where I read it from, but there's a concept called habit stacking. And the whole idea is you take one habit, okay, and then you do that habit alongside with another habit all the time. And so it's easy. I'll give an example. It's like when you brush your teeth, uh, you also associate that with flossing. So if you're having trouble flossing, this is how I got started flossing. I floss first and then brush my teeth. Do that every day, and it becomes a habit eventually. And it takes
Mm,
a few weeks. And so that concept of habit stacking is huge. Um, and I would always start somewhere small and always start slow as always. Habits can be having a morning routine and starting off your day strong, like drinking water. For me, this is how my morning goes. Okay, I wake up, I weigh myself, and I drink water. It's a pretty simple routine. Oh, sorry. I wake up, meditate, weigh myself, and then drink water. So those three things are non-negotiable habits, which means that I have to do it every day, no excuses. And so again, at first, habits take a while to stick, but you have to give it time. But like a simple habit as drinking water, you do that every day, all the time. So combine it with another habit, and you find yourself
mm,
doing it consecutively. And yeah, and just seeing it through, and habits fuel our world. And you would not think like everything that you do is habitual. For anywhere from brushing your teeth to eating, um, to going to work. These are all habits at a glance, and so make sure you pick up some good habits along the way. I think that's as simple as it goes. Yeah.
beautiful. Thank
Hmm.
you for sharing. And then again, thank you everyone who has asked a question through the Google form or in the chat as well. And thank you to those who just took part in our conversation as well and gave comments throughout our time here. the last remaining questions that we have, surprisingly, it is the end soon, but we can still take our
Mm.
time on these. Um, and feel free, you are also more than welcome to answer along these as well. They're not just for Lanes to answer. But these last three questions, they're not really in pertaining towards the general topic that we had for today. But it's just nice things to kind of reflect on, especially since it is Monday, to just again uh, think about this week in a more positive light. So, my
Mm.
first question for you, Lanes, is what is one thing that you are thankful for?
Um, uh, it's funny because whenever I journal, the first thing I do is gratitude work because I think gratitude's big. But
It's important.
yeah, it's very important to just humble yourself and realize how lucky you are. I'm to be honest, I'm just thankful to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think about that very often. Is you're very lucky to wake up and get a second win to life because you just never know when your last days are in this earth, and so just wake up feeling grateful that you're able to move properly, you have access to food, to a shelter, and so being alive in general, be thankful for it. It's just look at it as another opportunity at going at things.
Yeah, I
So
love
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, I think there are definitely small things that we take for granted in our day, even on days that are not so great. Sometimes we can have like the worst day, but we're like, well, I'm still eating a meal. I'm still here. I still have like a
exactly.
roof over my head when it's like negative weather, so I don't have to like freeze my butt.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the hearts feelings. Um, but that's so real, and I encourage everyone in here too that's just been listening and lurking to like practice gratitude. The other book that it's like a mini book that I got on top of the Ikigai book is it's like a little book of like manifesting, and essentially it just helps you uh teach the ways of like positive self thought.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they talk about there is like expressing gratitude each day, because the one thing of gratitude that you express can lead to a string of other things. And it can essentially lead to you being happy, which is nice. So find just one small thing to be grateful for in your day. Um,
Yeah.
Grumpy. Miso smells like 2 hour old ham.
Old
Imagine
ham.
this
Oh
guy
gosh.
coming.
Hey yo, hey yo.
Hi, Grumpy. Good morning
Good morning. Good morning.
from the Philippines.
Our old
Um,
exam. Sheesh.
I was gonna say something, and then this man distracted me. Hello. Um, yeah. Oh, actually, I did remember. For those of you who wrote on the form, there was a question where you can express gratitude. So if you would like to just go into the form and just write what you are grateful for, feel free. I keep forgetting. I have this jar and I have the stuff. I just haven't like cut them out yet. But essentially, I was making a little like gratitude jar, and these were things that people have put on the form. I just need to cut it and fold
Oh,
it and put it in here. So
that's actually pretty cool.
yeah,
I
so the
like
goal
that.
is that like I want this to be a very like uplifting, positive community, and just for us to find small things that we're grateful for. So
Hmm.
hopefully we get to fill this. As long as I cut the thing. This is a goal that I need to set for a side goal. I need to set for myself.
Side quests.
Yeah, my
Call
side
those
quest.
side quests. Yeah, yeah.
No, but that's awesome. I love that.
Hmm.
The next question for you. Um, so I guess this kind of goes along with goals and trying new things, and you've learned you're picking up on the skill of editing. But is there something that you never had a chance to do that you would love to try someday?
Oh.
And it could be very simple. It's so funny that you actually talked about like um
Hmm.
calling people on the phone like for like scheduling things for the first time, because the one thing I did last year was going to a movie by myself for the first time.
Hmm.
It wasn't in a crowded theater. It was literally me and one other woman, but I was pretty proud that I just like bought a ticket and like went in.
Yeah, no, that's tough to do. Um, hmm. I don't think I've ever done that. Just go out by myself. I've done that once. Like, eat a meal by myself. Not a movie. That sounds very intriguing, actually. Maybe I should try that as the
Have
next
you ever
time.
gone to a restaurant by yourself?
No, I ate the food outside. So, wait, have I gone in a restaurant by... Oh,
Like, yeah.
I have. But it's food I enjoy, so I didn't mind. So,
But is it
yeah.
like a fast food restaurant or
No,
like
no, I sit down. I
a sit
sat
down?
down.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I ordered and I had the meal. I think hunger can really drive you to do things that you normally won't do. But it didn't feel lonely. It just felt like, hey, I'm just eating a favorite meal of mine.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Um,
good.
yeah, but you're definitely right. Like doing something that's a little that usually you do with people, it's kind of hard to do because you're used to like eating out with family or going to the movies with friends. So, um, I'll go back to the question. That is such a hard question, actually. Um,
It could be big or small. It could be even like skydiving if you wanted to.
no, I want to say I want to ride an airplane by myself, but I've done that too. Maybe travel by myself. I don't think I've ever done that. I've always been traveling with people. So maybe travel by myself, figure things out by myself, and just get lost.
I get lost.
Just get lost. I think that would be. Yep, that's my answer. Final answer. Final answer.
No, I like actually I rode a plane by myself for the first time last
Hmm.
year. And I will actually potentially be traveling by myself for at least 2 days until people I meet up with people. So
Oh,
um
there you go. How do you entertain yourself for 2 days?
I don't know. We're gonna figure out.
Yep,
Misa wants
yep.
to travel. Yeah, Crop already knows. Uh, learning instruments like guitar, so you could sing and play the guitar. You should do it. Do it. Do it. Everyone, whatever your goals are, set them. Hi, Aaron. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch lanes. Make sure you hydrate as well. And hi, Kay. Welcome.
I have like a sip left.
I know. I have a sip too. Thank you for the shout out. Hi, Kay. Good morning.
Hello,
What time
hello,
is it in
welcome.
PST? Actually, no, she's Hawaii time. I don't remember
Oh
what
yeah,
Hawaii time is. I think it's like three
it's got
hours.
five hours from you, 3 hours from me.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, good
Yep.
morning.
Oh, good morning, Kate. Welcome, welcome.
We are just wrapping up Miso Motivational with our final three questions for our guest. We were just talking about what are we thankful for, and what is something that you want to try that you'd love to try someday. I'm actually kind of excited too with that question because my friend invited me and my fiance to go skiing for their birthday at the end of the month. So I'm gonna be trying
Wait,
that.
well, try what?
Skiing?
Skiing?
Yeah.
I thought you said keying. I was like, what is keying?
I don't know what skiing is.
Yep. Oh, I went skiing for the first time last year. All I'm gonna say, don't get discouraged if you fall down. I fell down 30 times, and I
Oh,
got up every single time. So that's all I'm gonna say.
isn't the technique you need to like land on your butt to be safe?
Oh, I landed everywhere,
Oh
from my
no, I
arm
know
to
I'm
my
just gonna
head.
eat snow. I'm gonna eat snow.
I ate snow. I ate snow. No, don't be discouraged. It's your first time. It was my first time, and I fell so many times. Pizza, French fry. Yeah, 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 yeah. Pizza, pizza. The pizza method to
Oh,
stop.
wait, what's pizza? French fry is French fry. Why is this pizza? Oh, because it's a triangle?
Yeah, it's a triangle. That's how you stop. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
pizza, French fry. Okay, okay, okay. See, I'll remember that now, Noah. Keying, that action you do on a cheating ex's car, stretching it with your keys. Oh yeah, that's keying when you like scratch a person's car with your
Oh
keys.
gosh. I was like, wow. Okay, that's a interesting hangout. Eating cars. Pizza
Pizza
French
French.
fry. I would love pizza French fry right now.
You know, I did or I'm doing a like no sugar challenge just for the month of January. It is so hard.
Mhm.
I can still have like
It's
healthy
hard.
carbs, like,
Okay, good. I was gonna say, how are you functioning? Yeah, so you're
no, I
having
just can't
complex
like
carbs.
have artificial sugar. Um,
Okay,
but
it's
I will
hard.
say that I cheated over the weekend because I had my best friends over and we ate like really good food and I wanted ice cream. So I'm extending it for
Thanks,
February.
thanks for being honest. I think honesty is actually really good. So thank you for saying that.
I was like, I have to keep. I was like, I could cheat, but I was like, no, I'm gonna honor it. So
Yes, yes.
no sugar challenge. You already failed because you're so sweet. Wow. Oh,
Wow.
Grumpy. The
Grumpy.
Rizzler.
The Rizzler, man. For real, for real. That was pretty good. That was pretty
Sana
good.
all.
I know.
Oh, and then this is my last question. So I
Mhm,
know our topic for today was like goal setting and motivation, but
mhm,
for anyone who I know there's some people who just woke up who are coming in here, but it doesn't have to be related to this specifically. But if you were to impart words of wisdom into your community and mine, or I guess final words for everyone,
mhm.
what would you like to leave them with?
I think I have to just say Nike sponsor me for this one. Just do it.
Just do it. Let's
Just
go.
do it. And I think just remove all your fear and just do whatever you want. If you have a goal, if you have a dream, go for it, man. I don't know what's stopping you. You know, you only have one life, you only have one chance at it, so go for it. And I learned this just last year because you can achieve so much more than you can imagine. Your mind sometimes can limit you, but see what happens. See what happens. Test out the waters when you're scared and you decide to just do it anyway. See what happens. See how it feels like, and you'd realize that it feels so good to just overcome fear. And I think that's the best way to just put it out. What's stopping me? Checks my wallet. Oh,
The
yeah.
only goal Crampy has is to get the Valo bundle pack. I know that's
Which one? The new one? The
the new one.
Kurami?
The one that's like
Oh god.
$90.
Hey, Crumpy. I don't blame you. I wanted to. What's stopping me? I check my wallet too. That's funny.
No, I'm not giving you the Valo bundle, Crampy. You can go cry. No, I'm kidding.
Oh gosh. Don't worry,
um,
Crumpy. We can have a crying session about that.
about the your wallet.
Yeah. No, no, about the bundle.
Oh, about the
Because
bundle.
about the wallet. It's all about the bundle.
I'm actually gonna buy some PC parts this week. Really gonna force it. Oh, let's go!
Let's
And
go.
then you go back to streaming as promised. So,
Mm-hmm.
when my dad was practicing, he had a patient who worked for Nike. Gave us a box of summer clothes each year. Ayo,
What?
that's cool. That's
That's
really
pretty
awesome.
cool. What the heck?
And
What
now we're
the
like,
what?
where's our hookup?
Yeah, what, yeah, I mean, that's exactly why I don't get hooked up like that.
Right. um, but everyone show some love for Lanes. Lanes, thank you so much for taking the time to be
Thanks
here
for
this
having me.
morning,
I
especially since you
appreciate it.
have work. I don't know
Yeah,
on
no
how many
problem.
hours, but you have work. But do you have
Yep,
work?
only 5, thank goodness. I gotta do my 9, no, my 5 to 9 right now. So after this, I'm probably gonna end up doing some work before work.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Everyone go follow him if you
Thanks,
didn't. He was
Grumpy.
strong. He was streaming
Let's
this whole
go.
time. So go follow him there. There's his link. Especially if you just want a
Thanks for the
cozy
shout out. Thank you,
co-working
thank you.
streamer or if you want someone to hold you accountable for things that you want to do this year, go.
Yep,
He,
all you have. Thank you, thank
he's
you,
your go
thank you,
man. And
Wise.
then he also has a
Appreciate it.
cool plushie, Mr. Poco.
Mr. Poco, say hello to the people. Thanks, Bambi. Thanks for the follow. Thanks, Wise. Appreciate you guys for the support. But yeah, thanks, Jess, for having me. It's been a real good time, and yeah, that's. I thank you for inviting me. It's such an honor. I can't even explain it. I'm so shy, and like I was like,
Oh no,
"Ooh,
you
shit!"
did great. See,
It's
everyone
like,
everyone thought you're a lot older than what you actually are.
I always get that. I don't know why. I don't get it, but
You're just very mature, and but in a good way, not in a bad
in a good
way.
way.
Like I feel like people think I'm a lot younger than I am because I'm immature. So yours is a good problem.
Okay. No, that's not a bad problem. You don't have yourself a bad problem. I think people associating us younger is a good thing, you know?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I strive to
Or
be
later
more
on in
mature.
life, you'll be like, yep, I wish I took those compliments by heart.
That's true. I'm gonna change how I say that. Like when I'm older. Like yes, I wish more people said I looked younger.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I
but yeah.
appreciate it. No, and truly, if people didn't know, every like, well, I only did it once and stuff, but last end of season of Miso Motivational, I gave Elaine's an award, and the award was called a Miso Miso Award. It's essentially it was a award that, just someone who's building a positive space for his community and just inspiring. I don't know. I think there's a lot of in short, there's a lot of people who again do content for entertainment purposes, and there's a lot of gaming streamers, and there's a lot of co-working streamers who just kind of build like a nice, quiet, cozy space. But I think you do a lot in actually trying to build a genuine relationship with people and trying to help other people in your community be better people, which I really love. So, um, did I get an award? No, sorry. Lanes that loud. Lanes
Uh,
at an award. So it only made sense that you had to be on here, and I was like I purposely
Thank you.
saved you for the start of the year because I think you are a good person to that
Thank
people
you. It's my
can.
honor. It's
Yeah.
my honor. Destroyed.
Sorry, I'm
Yo.
sorry. Um.
That's funny.
So yeah, go
Okay.
check him out. How often do you stream? I know you've been streaming a lot more recently.
Yeah. Rarely. Rarely. I am like a rare streamer. I only do it when I have time, which is bad. I should have like really
Because you're
set schedule.
busy working and doing your
Y-
modeling
Yeah, and
visuals.
so it's just a lot sometimes, but when I do stream, I try my best. I try my best, 110%.
Oh, and you are, and it shows. So and it definitely shows, and I'm sure your community appreciates it. So
Yep.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, Jazz. You're the best host. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you again, and thank
Good
you again
luck.
for waking up so early to be here.
No problem. No problem. I hope this thing actually goes on forever. As like you said, Miso Mondays, Motivational
I
Mondays.
I don't know. I don't know what's in store, but I would be happy if time allowed me to do that. So
No, it's a great idea. Wait, do you post these somewhere else?
okay, so Lane, it's
Oh,
funny
I
you
just
say
called her out.
funny thing you say that because all of 2023 I didn't. I somehow
Oh,
saved the VODs of some guests, but then I thought
mm,
I clicked the little button to save the VOD and it downloaded to my PC. But then I think I ran out of storage space, so then it stopped in July. So everyone from
yeah.
July onward, it never saved.
Oh,
Um, so I made a joke. I made a joke in my last stream of 2023 that like
mm,
everyone who didn't have a VOD save, we're just gonna run it back this year. So you're actually my first one. I just figured out how to make a collections list on Twitch. So you're gonna be the
yes.
first one in the collection actually.
Yeah.
So and then I'm
That's a
hoping
good
with the
idea.
spring semester being a little bit lighter, I can actually like upload these. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, upload it, and also maybe it's worth doing like a highlight reel of like what you think is important, and just posting
Yes.
it somewhere like YouTube. I think people will find value. I think you're doing an amazing job. This is such a good
Oh,
idea,
thank
no joke.
you.
So yeah,
That's
uh,
the hope. I would love to do a highlight reel with like some of the big things that, people said or even if it was like funny things that we've talked about and hopefully someone can gain something from it. So,
yeah,
that's the hope. That's what we're going to
that's the
improve
hope.
on for this year.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
Cheer on, guys.
go.
Encourage her to do this every Monday. It will be whole fun. So
Yeah, post
post on
on
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, no, like that's top to bottom, like talking about it. I think.
Wait,
Yeah.
like cuz TikToks is only short clips. I don't think you can do like the whole thing, right?
No, you can't. No, no, no. It has to
Oh,
be
okay.
like
I was
like
like
a specific highlight of
Oh,
that
okay.
stream. Yeah.
Clearly my brain I need to learn technology more. That's the skill I'm gonna learn. Actually, you know
Yeah.
what? I've just figured out. I think people have been mostly using like DaVinci Resolve for like TikTok editing and stuff. And I was just playing around with it. And when I first downloaded it last year, I didn't know how to use it. But now I'm figuring out how to use it. So,
DaVinci has a big learning curve. That's what I use. Yeah, it takes a while. So
so
yeah, do that. That'll be so fun.
well, you will be the first then. So
Oh,
you will truly be the first because everyone
oh
else,
gosh,
I'm already convinced that everyone in 2023 we're just gonna run it back.
I'm back. Hey, thank goodness there's enough Mondays in the year,
Yeah.
right? Yep. So
Well, all
perfect.
right. Everyone say bye
Bye
to
everyone.
Lanes
Thanks
and
for
Mr.
everyone here.
Poco.
Bye, Mr. Poco. See you later. See you
Oh, Mr.
later.
Poco, don't let Lanes hurt you too much.
I will hurt you a lot. What?
What?
Nothing. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you later. Bye, good Jameson.
Bye.
Bye,
Oh, Kia
Crumpty.
Jameson,
Bye, Lau.
hello.
Bye, Sushi Roll. See ya. See ya.
All
All right.
right. Bye. Um, but as always, everyone, if no one has told you that they love you today, know that I love you very, very much. These are going to be saved in a collection on my stream. So if you missed the beginning part of Miso Motivational, feel free to take a look at it. And I will be more vigilant about putting stuff onto YouTube and making highlights, as folks have said, because I feel like these are things that people want to hear and learn more about. So I'm excited and I want to do more collabs and make new friends. So thank you so much, everyone. I love you all so, so much. We're going to go raid my stepbro, Bosu. So I'll kind of wait for a few minutes until like my version of myself is done talking. So you'll see it in a bit. So please, please, please join in for the raid once you're able to, and hopefully you don't get lost. Love you all. Peace. We'll just play some music, okay? Have a good rest of your day, y'all. I love you.